Hey kids, Flexing Teacher Weber here. I hope you're having a good day. In math, the last couple of days, we've started looking at multiples. And what we did yesterday is we started with a problem, and I didn't tell the kids how to solve it. I just gave it to them. And it said at the last Jets game, every fourth fan through the door got an autographed poster of Blake Wheeler, and every fifth fan through the door got a poster of Josh Morrissey. Out of the first 50 fans, how many people got both posters? Well, I let the kids solve it for a bit, and then we started to talk about how you could maybe build some sort of chart and skip count. So in that chart, if we started off with BW for Blake Wheeler, and then left a little bit of space and put JM for Josh Morrissey. And what we could do is start skip counting until we get the first 50 fans and see how many of them both get a Blake Wheeler and a Josh Morrissey. So it says every fourth fan got the Blake Wheeler. So if we start with 0, or start with 4, and then skip count by 4s, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, and we can't get exactly 50, but we'll get to 52. So each of those fans through the door will get the Blake Wheeler poster. Every fifth fan gets the Josh Morrissey. So if we start at 0 and then go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And each of those fans will get the Josh Morrissey poster. The question asked, out of the first 50, how many people get both? So let's take a look here. I think I see that we have Lucky Fan 20, and Lucky Fan 20 will get both. And as we keep going, Lucky Fan 40 and Lucky Fan 40 will get both. So that means out of the first 50 fans, 2 fans out of 50 will get both posters. Period. And what we showed here, what we were doing is we were using something called multiples. Multiples are when you are skip counting. So we were skip counting by 4s and skip counting by 5s. We were also finding the common multiples. Out of the first 50, these 2 different multiples had 2 common multiples. They had the common multiple of 20 and the common multiple of 40. We also can notice that the lowest one they have in common is 20. So those are some of the things we're going to look at today. We're going to look at skip counting, multiples, common multiples, and something called the lowest common multiple. So we talked a little bit about skip counting. Skip counting by 2s is like 2, 4, 6, 8. Skip counting by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20. Skip counting by 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40, etc. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So we talked about what skip counting meant. And we talked about how kids can use their hundreds chart to help them skip count. If you're having trouble picturing those, each kid at their desk has a hundreds chart where if they need to skip count, say by 4s, they can do 4. And then count 1, 2, 3, 4 more, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4 more, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, and so on. So I encouraged kids who have trouble skip counting to use their hundreds chart. And then we did a few more questions. So I said list the multiples of 3 and 5 up to 30. Well, the first multiple of 3 is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. The first multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I told them to circle any common multiples. So there is 15. And there is 30. I'll do a double scan here. I don't think I'm missing any. So those are the common multiples. But then the lowest common multiple, the lowest one they have in common, is this one, 15. So the lowest common multiple, or the LCM, is 15. Sometimes it's referred to as the least common multiple, same thing. So we did a couple more questions. I asked them to list the multiples of 4 and 6 up to 30. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Can't get exactly 30, right? And with 6, you would skip count 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. And then the lowest one they have in common, the smallest multiple they have in common, or the lowest one, is 12. The LCM equals 12. So that's the type of work we're doing today. Okay, here's another one. List the multiples of 2 and 3 up to 20. So if we skip count by 2s, we'd start with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Skip count by 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. And then the lowest one they have in common appears to be 6. So we would say that the lowest common multiple is equal to 6. And then I think the last one we did, it said list the first 10 multiples of 5, 6, and 10. So the first 10 multiples of 5, if I'm skip counting by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. The first 10 multiples of 6 go 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, and 60. And then 10, the first 10 multiples of 10 are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And then we want to find the smallest one that all three have in common. So I'm going to scan a bit. Okay. I think I see a 30 and a 30 and a 30. That's the smallest one that all three numbers have in common. So we would say the lowest common multiple of 5, 6, and 10 is 30. That's our focus today. Our focus is on multiples, common multiples, and lowest common multiples. The kids have an assignment on that topic. I hope this video helps. That's all for now. Flexing Teacher Weber, out.